All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to episode 14 of our Tassi Farms Dairy Empire series. And I know what you're thinking. Well, if it's a dairy empire, why are we baling straw in some sort of a grain field? Well, good question. Good question. We'll get to that in just a sec. First of all, this is a huge field, massive field that I'm just getting to the end right now, and it's a contract. So at the end of last episode, we kind of finished off, and now we're into June. So we've got a growth cycle on our grass fields at our farm. And when I opened up the contracts, there was a baling contract for this field, and it was 36,000 buccarinos. Um, and I thought, you know what, we could use an extra 36,000. But I also thought, in the last episode, I put you through two baling time lapses, and I thought, you know what I'll do is I'll just go get this field done. I'll kind of do it, off camera. I'll bring you guys in so you can experience the last 2%, the glory, and then we'll go collect the money and all that stuff. And I also did a plowing contract, which we'll check once this bale gets right full. Let's tab over now. Yeah, our other tractor, I sent the worker back on a mission to go back to our farm, so that's perfect. That tractor's sitting there. So yeah, that's basically all I did, kind of like off camera, so to speak, or before this episode started, I hopped on and I was like, I think I'm just gonna chill out, listen to a podcast, and bale this field. And yeah, we're just coming to the end of it right now. And like I said, we'll be 36,000 bucks, a little bit richer. I think it was 36. Well, contract's finished. Let's go check right now. Completed. Yeah, 36, almost basically 37,000, and this one was 15,000. For some reason in the back of my mind I thought it was 11, but there, 15 grand for that one. And while we're in here, there's not really any other contract. Well, there is no other contracts that we can do. We don't own any of this equipment. Sprayers are too expensive to do a contract like that every now and then. If a hoe comes through the stores, I'll definitely get one because it'll be pretty cheap. But let's lift that up. Okay, so yeah, we got this field baled. Good lord! I wonder if there'll be some sort of a cultivating contract on this field now. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Uh, but we got a bunch of stuff that we're gonna do today. Like I said, I wanted to finish off these contracts just so I didn't have to put you through another baling time lapse, so soon. But we got to feed the animals. We've got to go get the milk out of the cow barn and put it into our production facility. There were some cheese pallets that came out. I loaded them into the truck. The truck's getting pretty full. The truck is getting pretty full. I don't know. One thing that I was kind of thinking about in between episodes is, yeah, like the truck's getting to the point. I'm just not super good at loading it either, so it probably could be more full if I was a little bit better with loading, but it is what it is. I mean, even if I was a bit better, I could probably fit like 5 more pallets in there. Like, it's not really going to make or break it, but I'm going to have to probably figure out something, some sort of pallet storage facility potentially. I don't know. There's probably quite a bit of pallets that'll be able to sit in that production facility, so I don't know if I'll have to worry about it just yet. But it is something kind of in the back of my mind. Blah blah blah. Now, the second reason I kind of wanted to do these contracts is, yeah, it's like 37. I thought that other one was 11, so I thought we were going to be at 48, like almost 50 grand, which were a little bit more than that. Excuse me, sorry. But now we have like some extra cash if I do want to put down that slurry production facility that I've been talking about for 3 episodes. I mean, we could do that potentially. But again, I want to make sure we're overflowing with slurry. Oh, I just cut that car off. I want to make sure we're really overflowing with slurry before I do that, so that it's definitely worth our while. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're going to get back to the farm here. I'm going to pressure wash this unit off and kind of get it cleaned up and parked away. And then we'll start doing some chores. We'll start doing some chores around the farm. I'll get this other tractor parked and all that jazz. So let's get in here Oh, another thing I gotta do is I gotta do maintenance on this tractor. Will this? There we go. So let's fill this thing up with fuel. But yeah, I got to do our maintenance bar is getting low over there, so I'm gonna have to go spend some money and do some maintenance on this tractor. The only thing is, like, I've been having to do maintenance on this thing quite a bit lately. It seems like I don't know, like there's only 55 hours on this tractor, which, like, I guess for the game is probably quite a bit. Like in real life, like, I mean, that's a brand new tractor. Uh, there'd be like 5,500 hours on it before you would really even want to sell it, probably. And even then, like, there's a lot of tractors that are still going from the 70s. So, more what I'm getting at is I hope it doesn't get to the point where it's like breaking down all the time and I have to get a new tractor. I don't think I've ever done that in this game where I actually like wore out any piece of equipment. I just sold stuff because it was fun to buy new things. Okay. Backing in. Not a really good back in there, I'm not gonna lie, but we did it. Okay, let's pull around here and let's hook onto our fluid tanker here. And let's get it filled with milk. I think there was already some milk in this thing. So I might have to make 2 trips here. Which is a good problem. Which is a good problem. We want to have... Gotta get more and more milk. I'm still super happy that we bought this truck and trailer. Yeah, like, see, like, my load job is like... Like, it's... I don't know. I don't know. Definitely would probably get fired from the warehouse job. Which, I wouldn't even feel bad if they fired me. Okay. Let's load this in there. But yeah, our fields are growing good. I would kind of want to wait as well too, and wait for. But then we might not get 3 cuts off before November. Yeah, I think I'll just cut it as soon as the harvest is ready. I was kind of thinking maybe we would wait an extra month to let it get to one more stage of like growth cycle before we harvested it to see what our yields would be, but it kind of doesn't really matter. I mean, we got so much food stocked away, and plus these animals, they didn't eat 30,000 liters worth of food last month. They ate about 20, maybe 22. And I think it's because they have meadow out there to eat. I don't really understand how the meadow works. Like, I assume they're not eating meadow in the middle of winter. The game's probably made that way so that, like, at winter time, the grass isn't growing, but in the summer it is. So, but yeah, I still don't really understand that, or, I mean, that's probably really all there is to understand with it, but I don't know how much of it they eat, or, like, when they decide they're gonna eat it. Does that make sense? I don't know. But I want to hook onto this trailer, and we will fill this cow barn up. Okay, dump some in there. Don't really know how much. Okay, there we go. 33,000 in there. So I'll drop that down. And okay, so maybe, like, I didn't do maintenance on this tractor, but I bet you, let's hop out here. I bet it was the baler. Because yeah. I'll have to try and remember the next time we pull the baler out to do some maintenance on it. Because I don't want that thing to break down or something crazy on us. But okay, let's go park this tractor for now. I'll just back him in. And let's go hook onto this guy so we can put our plow away. Maybe we'll give this guy a quick little pressure wash while we're right here. Another thing that I want to do today is kind of, I think I'm going to get this shed over here kind of like revamped. This one that's right beside me here to my right, this guy. I think I might tear that one down and put in a different one. I kind of was looking. Oh, let's not hook onto that thing. I was kind of looking, and there is some better options, but we're gonna have to move those pallets away. Just gotta get our forklift. Let's just back this in here real quick, and then okay, where's the forklift? Let's fire this guy up. Another thing that I gotta get is more twine for the baler, because we are out. I don't have any more, and the baler's running a little bit low, so I'll have to do that as well. Might get to take the old pickup truck down, go flying down the highway again with that thing, and run to the store and pick up some twine. Now this rain wrap is gonna last us forever. Now, I think for now, it doesn't really matter. I'll just set it over here for now. Okay, let's go grab this pallet of seed. I'm getting better with this thing, but like not super, well, you guys seen the truck, I mean, the effort's there. The effort's definitely there. I'm glad we got this bigger one though, like just for going 3 pallets tall. Now, technically speaking, I probably should have been able to just like, if I would have been better with that little electric one, I could have stacked them 3 tall on the ground, and then I would have had enough height to like, you know, just grab the bottom pallet. But I wasn't skillful enough, you know what I mean? So now another thing we're gonna have to do is actually connect onto this. Push, push, push. Alright. Okay, so let's go into the build mode here. Now, what I was thinking is we'll sell this guy. What do we get for this? 22,000 we get when we sell that? That's crazy. I didn't really think it was like worth that much, to be honest. But the one that I saw in here, give me one sec. Did I go too far? No, I don't think I did. Maybe I did. It was this guy. It was this guy. Now, maybe I should cheat it over a little bit. That was the one that I wanted to get. Let's go back in here to this mode. And make sure it's all level. Give her some smoothing out around here. And then let's go over to paint. And I'm going to just do a little bit of a more tighter kind of circumference around there. And maybe let's put some dirt. Same thing over here. Put some dirt. Okay. I think that looks not too bad. Keep up with our style here. Sort of. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. And then I was kind of thinking I might be able to, if I had enough room, I could kind of like stack the pallets and stuff here. And I would still have enough room to drive by if I need, I think. That's kind of the plan. And then I like having sheds like that where I can just like pull through with the implements, you know? But the only thing is I don't really know if it's tall enough to fit these cultivators or anything in there. Which cultivators don't really need to be in there, but, you know. Do we got enough room? Oof. Like a glove team. Nice. Nice. Now, we don't really need to have the cultivators in there. That's not really the main thing. I don't know. We might have to set the farm up a little different. I don't really know how we could set all of it up. I haven't really thought about it too much, to be honest. I just wanted to get that shed out of there so it's easier to pull stuff through. We definitely could put the windrowers over there, maybe. Or the windrowers could always just sit right here. And then I could grab the planter. So I run into it pretty good there. And I got no fertilizer in this. I got a little bit of seed though. Maybe I should pull over and this one pallet. Let's just back this guy up. I got this small little pallet. I probably can just put some of this seed in it. Yeah, right on. Right on, because that makes sense. Okay, well. Spin right around with this. Nope, not going to make it. Here at Rodeo Farms, as if it pulled from that other pallet and not that small one. Get real, game. There, now I got a spot for this guy. I wonder if we got enough room if I put another one of those sheds. Where was it? It was like basically at the bottom. Right there. Oh, why is this game jamming out? Maybe something in there? No. Doesn't really fit that well. Okay, no worries. No worries at all. Now, we're gonna have to jump back over to this guy. Yeah, as if this pallet thing didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I wonder. We just set it on top of this other one? Is that going to be the move? Let's try. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking if I could stack some of these pallets kind of along here, then we'd be able to just do flybys in here and just load up with whatever we needed. Do you know? And then I'll have to wheel that pressure washer back over. Do I got room for it? Yeah, maybe I'll move these pallets over just a little bit. Let's just scooch these guys over just a wee one. Something like right there. We'll grab this wrap, which technically could go over in the other kind of shed unit that we got over there. Let's pull over there because that's where the wrapper actually is. Now I'll have to hook onto that wrapper with probably this tractor, and then we'll slide that pallet in ahead of it. Or actually, what's kind of better, to be honest, is when it is outside, because then you can, whenever we need to fill from it, you can just like fly by pretty easily. So maybe let's stick this right over here. Okay. We definitely got to get more fertilizer. We're out of fertilizer. Now, technically, though, that fertilizer would just be for contracts. So I'm just going to wait till we actually are doing a fertilizing contract before we get any more. Because I want to just use slurry for our farm. But there, not too bad. We got a little, got a new little shed over there, which is a little bit better because now I can pull stuff through, which will be kind of a bit easier to deal with. What we're gonna need is a little shed over here for this forklift. I wish it would just fit in the production facility a little bit better. Yeah, that's what we get. Okay, so yeah, no, the other thing, I kind of want to reorganize this, but I can't really store. The only thing I could really store in there is the rollers, because the mower unit has to stay open. You can't detach it from the tractor when it's folded up, unfortunately. So I'm not really going to worry about that too much. I would like somewhere to park these tractors, but I kind of just back them up against this right now, and it works just fine. They don't really need to be inside. We use them so much that they don't really stay parked for very long, to be honest. Okay, well, we got most of our chores and stuff done. I think what I'm going to do now is we'll probably sleep through into July, and then, you know, then we'll have some silage bales and stuff to do. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of, I'll go sleep through into July, and then, you know, we'll have a bunch more chores and kind of stuff to do. So I'll bring you guys back in just one sec. Team, we're back. It is July, and we're just getting kind of set up to do some chores here. I was going to feed the animals. I actually pulled that trailer out, and I just parked it in the hayloft, because what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get our forks here, grab our bale spike, and I think I'm going to grab some bales out of the storage to use those up. I was going to just use the loose hay, and I'm like, oh, we got to burn up these bales. So I'm going to drop those guys off right there. Also, what I did is I went in right when I got through the sleep there, I checked the contracts, and there was a cultivating contract on field 3. So I'm just gonna pull this tractor over here, kind of get this set up. And then I'm going to grab our other tractor, hook onto our cultivators, and I'm just going to run down to field 3 with these guys. Let's hook this on. Our fancy new shop area that I can't back up into, no big deal. We'll head down, and what I'm going to probably do... Oh, it hits a little bit there. I wonder, though... I think... just let me choose something real quickly here. I just want to try something. So... One sec, one sec, one sec. No. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you can like adjust the hitch height. Like on some of the implements I can kind of mess around and I can adjust like the back bar here. And I could like raise or lower it. But it doesn't seem like it allows me to do it on this implement unless it has to be unfolded. You know. Whatever. We'll try her a little bit later. Let's just run down to this field real quick. I'm gonna get a worker started on this field, and then we'll head back and we'll feed the animals real quick. We'll do kind of our, our routine of getting the milk put in the production facility. I loaded up. Yeah, that's the other last thing that I did. Right when I spawned in, I went to see how much cheese we had, which we're actually getting a good chunk of cheese. As soon as I get out on the highway here or on the main road, I'll pull up our little time savings report and I'll show you how much cheese we got sitting in there. So let me just set the cruise, make sure we're not running into a tree. So we've got 60 grand worth of cheese sitting there, 19,000 liters. So I think I'm just going to keep that production facility set on cheese because we're only in July right now. If we keep pumping milk into it, um, by October when we go to sell everything, we will have a good kind of like a good chunk of change sitting there in cheese, you know, which is awesome. Which is awesome. I don't really know what we're gonna do with the money. Is the thing. I mean, we could buy more cattle. I guess that's what we're gonna have to do. Is just like buy more cattle and see. I'm just thinking we're gonna bottle. What the one thing I'm worried about the most with the cattle is the food. Because I can only put 30,000 liters of like hay in that barn, and I just don't know, like when we have like say 200 or 300 head of cattle, I just don't know how that's gonna work. I really don't. Another thing that I was checking real quick here, I'll hop out. We've got 20 more head of cattle, if you can see down in there. The health's at 93% because they're never 100% when the calves are born. But almost 10,000 liters worth of milk in that month. So the other ones, like because we had 100 head of cattle, but not all 100 of them were in like well, they weren't in the reproduction zone, but they actually will start producing milk before they're able to reproduce, which I think is weird. But anyways, I think it's just a weird coding in the game, but it doesn't really matter. Regardless, what I'm getting at is not all 100 of the cattle we had before were producing milk, and I think more like now they've gotten to the point where is this trigger not gonna? Oh, I didn't fill this thing with milk. Good lord, I thought I filled this thing before. Genius. Yeah, but more of the cattle are producing milk now, so like 10,000 liters a month. Can we back this up? Okay, there we go. So maybe then, maybe what I should do is the next set of cattle that we get, maybe I should get some buffalo and see if I can put some buffalo. But I don't know if this thing will do. Like we can go into the production facilities. There we are. Like I could put buffalo, we could get some buffalo mozzarella going. Because there's still 3,000 liters of milk that was technically left in here. Hmm. Chocolate goat milk. Chocolate buffalo milk. What? Sugar. Chocolate. How much does chocolate sell for? If we go into our sheesh. Oh my god. Question then. Oof. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get into doing that. I was just thinking maybe we could, because got to figure out kind of the next steps of the farm. I had a brief thought. Maybe we could do sugar cane and then like maybe make like some chocolate or something in there. I don't really know if that's the move. Sugar cane is annoying to do. I don't know if I want to get into that. One thing though, I'll go show you. This is something I was thinking about. Because right when I sleep through, I always do a few things like as soon as like the game loads up and I check the contracts, I check the sales, and I check the stores just to see what's on sale. And there's a set of headers in there on sale. Now, we're not really grain farmers, but just trying to like plan for the future of like, well, what could we get into in the future? And I could start planning for that now. And by that, like, because those headers, I'll show you. Wrong button. 16 grand for this set of headers. Now, it's not a huge set of headers, right? But it doesn't really matter. 16 grand is super cheap. Is it worth buying these and just throwing them in the back 40 and like having them for when the time comes just because like these are 50% off right now. Like, should I do something like that, or am I just bored? Round bale, hay. Okay, so let's pull this small one out of there for sure. And yeah, we'll pull two of those guys out of there. Do you think I'll be able to? I think I'll be able to just grab with like one of these guys. Oh, and then sneak in here and go like, nah, I don't think that'll work. Okay, let's go throw this in the barn. Okay, that took it. All right, good. Sometimes when it pauses like that for a second, I'm like, what now? Now can I? Are we this good? Oh yeah. Yeah, we're this good for sure. Maybe. Now it might not take both of these. Will it take both of these? 18. I put that 6 in there. I think there was 9. Could be close. But see, the only thing is though is that kind of, I don't know if I can like, yeah, do that. Give that a bit of a, oh, it took both of them. Okay. Now, this is what I was thinking about was if, like, I wonder, let's just hop out, because if I put too much food there, it just sits there and chills out. So let's grab 2 more. Let's say, because if I put too much in there, it'll just sit in there, and I wonder if I just have a bunch of bales like sitting in there through the winter and stuff, if because I'm worried that if there's too many animals, I'm gonna run through the food that's like actually in the barn. But if I have a bunch more just sitting here, hopefully the game will just, as it goes down, it'll start pulling from what I have just like sitting right in here. Right. So let's say I set a bale there. I'm just going to pull this one off the top. So it doesn't get like kind of like lost in the air there. Drop that one down there. Like I wonder if I just stockpile a bunch of bales in there. And then throughout the winter, I just don't even have to like really worry about going and like feeding the animals. There'll just be a whole bunch of bales just chilling there. I think that might be the move. Because we're right full with 33,000. Those are 9,000 liter bales. So like 3 of those will be 27,000 liters. So if I have like 4, that's 36. If I have 8, that's 72,000 liters just sitting there. So that would like technically should be good for an extra. If I had 72,000 liters in bales sitting there, and then plus a full thing full of like loose hay, that should be good for like 3 months. That would be December, January, February. We're not going to be cutting in March. We would have to plant. Yeah. So I'm kind of thinking then for this, let's just pull over while I got this on. But I'm kind of thinking for this cut then. Yeah, I think this cut I'm still just going to do in straight silage. I think. Because this should be ready to go. Yeah, it's ready to harvest, but man, if it had one more growth cycle, it would be even better. But I think we'll just do this one in silage. And then our next cut we'll do in hay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We didn't get a ton of money for the silage. Like, it wasn't like a ton of cash compared to like the milk and stuff that we're doing. So, you don't. Yeah, I don't know. I'll kind of think about it a little bit more. What I think I'm going to do real quick is I think I'm gonna hop over to the other tractor and probably just take over cultivating that field and get that all finished off. So let's jump over and let's just see where we're at here. They're obviously doing the up downs. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised the AI worker didn't get jammed out around that treat area. Very surprised, actually. Okay. So what I think I'm gonna do. Let's take this over real quick. I'm going to turn on searing assist because it should be right there. And let's start cultivating this. Yeah. I usually never do the up downs first when I cultivate or when I run the. I always just do the headlands first and then do the up downs. I wonder what's best. Like, does anyone actually know what's best? There's probably something with like less compaction, or would that be a factor in like why someone does the headlands first, or is it just easier? It's probably just better you finish off the field on the edge of the field and then you can just pull straight off. Maybe it's something like that. I'm not too sure. I always wondered why like the game is coded to do the up and downs first and then the headlands second, or last rather. Never really understood that. Probably a good reason. Probably definitely a good reason for it, but I just never, yeah, didn't really know. This is kind of a weird field. If we owned this field, for sure I would take out these trees and just like not have this weird peninsula of annoyingness. And like, look at this. Would be the first thing we'd be doing, because we're wood chipping masters now. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to finish off cultivating this field, and maybe we'll just time-lapse the last little bit of this. We'll get this done, and then we'll head back up over to the field, and we'll start cutting some grass, and we'll start getting some windrows, grass windrows all done. We'll bale it. We'll just do this cut and silage. We'll wrap everything, store it all away. Then it'll be good and fermented by the winter time if we want to go do sell it, or if we do want to go sell it. And yeah, yeah, we'll do silage. Then we'll probably be able to give a double growth cycle into our next hay cut, and yeah, we'll just roll with that for this year and see how it goes. It's not going to be the end of the world if we have to change our mind on anything. Now, hopefully this time lapse is good. I've never really. This is going to be a weird field to like take over, but we'll get her figured. We'll get her figured. We'll be back in a sec after this time lapse, and yeah, we'll cut some hay. All right, team. I am back here. I just got back to the farm. I'm just pulling in here. I'm going to pressure wash off these cultivators real quick here. I already accepted the cash from our contract, so we're good to go. We're a little bit richer. Not too much richer, that's for sure, but we're slowly getting there. I'm looking forward to cutting these fields now, because I really want to do, yeah, I think we'll do all this stuff in silage, and hopefully we'll get a good chunk of coin from that. Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be the move. I'm just going to pull these around real quick here. Pull these around here and get these parked away. Should probably put some fuel in this tractor too, just while I'm noticing it. Oh yeah, that's right. I think. Nope. Huh. Okay. Alright, well, those aren't going to park in there then. I'm going to have to find somewhere else for this. Jeez, I definitely thought this shed would be better. Oh well, live and learn, I suppose. Live and learn, we can park something else in there. Maybe these cultivators will just live right where they've always lived, which is right by these old broken cars. And they can sit right there. Okay, I'm gonna hook onto these mowers, but I don't want to forget to get fuel. Not that I really need it, but just I don't want to get going here and get doing a bunch of stuff and end up running out of fuel or something weird. Let's fold these up to make this a little bit easier for ourselves. Run into the fuel tank a little bit. Yeah, we'll get some fuel, and we got to start cutting these fields. So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll probably go over and cut this small field first. I'm thinking it's going to kind of be the plan, but I kind of want to do two things here. two things. We're gonna get a worker going on this field. Let me go like that. Let's get these down. Okay. We're always cutting this grass like a little bit ahead of time. Man, you know, like I'm honestly thinking I almost want to just wait till next month and let's just set this there right now because there's one thing I want to do. I was able to find how do I want to do this? I'm going to drop these forks off. I was able to find a different bale wrapper that will wrap the 180 centimeter bales. Oh, let's just go like this. So what I want to do is I want to run up to the store. I'm going to take ours up. I'm going to run up to the store, sell ours, and get a new one. It's basically the same thing, and they're the same price, but it'll wrap 180 centimeter bales, which is going to be, you know, super, super helpful. Okay. Let's grab this thing. We're gonna head up to the store. I'll show you. Okay, let's just double check. Yeah, I took that money for that contract. We got anything else? There's nothing really else we can do in there. We've already checked the store. There's nothing too good in there. But yeah, I want to get a different set of wrappers. Once I get up to the store, or I guess I'll just show you right now. Maybe what I'll do is I'll show you. Let's go like this. Where are they? Bale wrappers, wrappers. It's going to be this unit right here. Not this big unit, but this unit right here, which is basically the same thing as this, except it'll just wrap the larger bales. Maybe we'll get the support wheel on that. I don't really know what that does. Rain wrap, 3-point, and front loader. Yeah, that's what I want. So I'm actually going to buy that right now. And I'm going to head up to the shop, grab it, and I'll come back down to the farm real quick. Maybe I'll just go do that real quick, and then I'll bring you guys back in once I'm back down here with that wrapper. All right, team, we are back with our fresh wrapper. This thing looks pretty sweet, actually. Kind of the green and black. Looks pretty cool on the John Deere tractor. Look good on the Dutz Far tractor as well. But yeah, not too bad. So now we got a wrapper that'll do 180 centimeter bales, which is going to be awesome because doing the bales, like the bales are fine, but doing bales that are like, just the bigger the bales that we can do, the better, because there's just so many that need to be done. I mean, eventually what would be awesome is if we could get a good square baler, nice big square baler, and then we could just continuously bale, and we wouldn't have to like stop, you know, it would just pop them out one after another. But that's kind of be the little things that we move on to. But I think we'd have to do a couple rounds of silage bales maybe before we can you know, afford something like that. Because let's go look at the square balers real quick. You know, ideally this one does 240. This one is a mod. It's like a really old style looking one. So we could always get that, but then we would have to get some sort of a different wrapping unit, I believe, because these only do round. These would do square. We would have to upgrade to something like this. We need, you know, an extra kind of 100 grand-ish, because even if we... Where's is our track? Ours is a crone, right? Yeah, 18 grand for that, 18,500. So I think we'll just keep doing round bales for now at least. But in the future, it'd be nice to get the square baler, because it would make baling even that much quicker. You know, 240 centimeter square bales, that would be pretty skookum. But I think, you know, as I was driving up to the store and back, I was thinking I'm gonna wait to cut this field. I'm gonna wait one more month. I'm probably just gonna end this episode here. I'm gonna wait one more month for us to just get one more growth cycle on this grass field, because I never do that. I always cut it on the first growth cycle, and we really don't have to, because next month it'll be August, September, October, November, I think, is when we can get our last cut of grass. is November. So we should be able to, if we cut, then leave it for a few months to grow, and we can get one more cut in November. I think is going to work out, and depending, maybe we'll do half and half in November. We might do half in grass slash silage and the other half in hay. I don't really know. We'll see. We'll see how much food and stuff the animals go through. Also in October, we got to go sell off all our cheese and stuff, our cheese and our butter and our bottles of milk. So we'll be able to get a good flush of cash and stuff then. And then in January, no, we probably won't do any silage in November because I'm going to go sell everything probably in January ish. January, February, we'll go sell off all the silage, which will give it enough time to ferment through September, October, November, and December. It should be 100% fermented. So we'll sell off that silage then. So October and January, we should get some flushes of cash. And we're also going to, in December, we're going to rent the wood chipper again and go through, and I'm going to work on this area right here. I'm going to work on this area right here. Potentially this area as well. Not this December probably because it takes a while, but definitely work on this area here. I'll try and get this big tree done. These smaller trees actually might go a little bit quicker. Oh, maybe I should wait before I say that, but yeah, work on this area right here, and I might even leave a couple of these in and just get these out. But that's kind of be the rough couple plan over the next few months and few episodes. So thanks again so much for watching. I appreciate it like always. If you can hit that sub, hit that like button, it would be greatly appreciated. But don't ever feel like you have to. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm really enjoying the farm. I'm liking how the farm's coming together, and we're at a pretty good spot right now. The next few months we'll get some good flushes of cash, and we'll be able to expand the farm a little bit more. Hopefully get some more cattle. Hopefully dial in their food a bit more. Now that we've got some hay bales sitting there, I can stockpile them into the barn in the winter, and hopefully stay on top of their food. But yeah, everything's coming together pretty nicely. So thanks again so much for watching. I appreciate it if you've been with me this long. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.